stupid. Right. Got 8 minutes here before we kick things off. Right now we're just chilling, listening to bubonic instrumental. If you need some music for your streams and stuff, hit them up on Twitch. Put the link up here real quick. There you go. Alright, let's make sure up and running. What's up, Jesse? Dude, yesterday was crazy, man. I woke up at 6 and worked on my DayZ server like all freaking day. Then as soon as I got done with that, I went and got my hair done, got the re-bleached and all that. Then after that, I came home. I was watching the Dodger game, the Rams game, UFC, and then I just woke up a little bit ago. But I will call you back, Jesse. I will call you back after I get done with this. I'll set a reminder on my my phone. I'm sorry, man. Hey, I left you a voicemail. You could have texted me. I'm terrible at answering my phone, man. I ain't about to lie. Terrible. Let's put this it's easier to see somewhere. Right here, maybe. There we go. If you like the beats you're listening to, go check out Bubonic Instrumental, twitch.tv. Well, hey, you can hang out with me right now and listen to my sexy voice. Yeah, I'll be sure to give you a call though after this is over. Just hang out with us, and then that way you can remind me before I log off. What's up? Someone join me. I don't have my Discord up. What up, Zach? Yeah, I'm gonna pop it up in the Discord as well. That way you guys can like see. Although I don't think it really matters. But yeah, I'll probably still pop it up on here as well. I feel like YouTube's a little slow. So if I'm like asking you guys questions and waiting for an answer, it's gonna take a while. Okay, we still got like 5 minutes. I'm not used to being early. I'm usually late. Go. Close that. That's good. That's good. Jesse, how you been, man? Been good? Zach, how you been? I haven't really talked to you either in a while. I feel you. I feel you on that one. Oh, nice. More getting out and getting dirty. Hell yeah, good shit. Watched the fights last night? Damn, O'Malley. That's your boy, right? You like O'Malley, don't you? Oh. I thought you were someone. That's someone I know. Is like big on O'Malley. It was clean. That was a clean fucking right hand counter. I do think that it was stopped kind of quick, but I don't know if he'd have been able to recover. I mean, he was getting bombed on, and then he went to his stomach, and it's not like he was like covering up, so he was just eating shots. But yeah, I don't know. It's tough. Sometimes they let it go too long, and it's like that previous fight where the dude had like no left leg. The Magni or whatever, dude, they should have stopped that one. That was ridiculous. Yep. Yeah. I think that's the only reason why. I think if it wasn't a title fight, you stop it there and it's fine. But the fact that it was a title fight, it's kind of like, damn, that's kind of quick. But I do think it could have went like, not completely saying it's a bad one, because he was getting fucking whopped on. Yeah, it's almost like he's avoiding. Yeah, it's like he's avoiding grapplers. He just wants to have strike battles. But yeah, I don't know. That's weird. And Cheeto honestly didn't really like. He showed some good boxing in that fight, but it wasn't like anything spectacular. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, we'll see. Of course, he's still young too, right? Isn't O'Malley like 20 something? It's kind of like that Ian Gary calling out Wonder Boy, which I think that would be a good fight, but yeah. Yeah, but I like the fight, but the guy saying he's the best striker, wants to fight the best strikers. It's like, well, at some point you're gonna come across a grappler, so. All right, I don't see anybody else in here, so we're just gonna go ahead and get started, and they can always come back. Let me pop this up in Discord. Yeah. So for those of you guys that will probably watch this at a later time, we'll go ahead and get this going. I'll be sure to, I'm gonna write down timestamps as well as when everything started and whatnot. So what's this? Okay, we'll do it on the back of this. What are we at? About the 10? We'll say the 11 marker. Alright, so new season of Game Day Bucket Go Boom on Reality Sports Online. We've been doing this for, shoot, I don't know, is this year 5? Is this year 6? I have year 5 up there, but I don't know if I've changed it yet or not. But either way, we've been doing this one for a while. We've had our Game Day Bucket Go Boom League going for many years, even prior to this. But Reality Sports Online, pretty cool. It's like a $15 subscription for the year. and it's gonna be fantasy football like you've never done before. If I close my whatchamacallit here real quick, you can see cap space. We actually have the NFL salary cap, the 224 million, and it goes off of the real NFL salary cap every single year. So if the salary cap increases, our cap will increase for the following year. If it decreases, like it did a couple years ago with COVID, it'll decrease. And so as of right now, nobody has any rosters. If you were to go up to team and rosters, it'll show kind of like who you had right now, but that's only because we haven't like officially ended off season yet. So technically you could, I guess franchise tag these guys, I think, maybe. Yeah, so see, that's what it's doing, is these guys are technically eligible for franchise tags, even though I've officially dropped them off our roster because we are doing a reset. So everyone has a clear roster to begin. But normally this is where you would look and you would see the players' value, how much they're going to cost for the next years, how many remaining years are left, when the contract expires, which is hidden behind me. And so you can tag them from here, or you can drop them. You can still trade them. We do off-season trading, all kinds of stuff, rookie draft pick trades and stuff like that. So that's how it would work. For you guys that also are going to be playing, you would come here and set your lineup, move to bench, move to injured reserve, stuff like that. So that's how that all works. But for the main thing we're going to be showing off here in this is just going to be going over all the league info. So we're going to go into the league settings here. 16 teams, 4 divisions, so 4 teams per division. Our regular season is going to end week 14, which means our trade deadline will probably be week like 10, maybe week 11, somewhere around in there. So it's just a few extra weeks after that, and then the regular season will end. 6 teams will make it, so all 4 division winners will make it. The 2 best seeds will get a bye, and then of course 2 wild cards as well. Playoffs are going to take 3 weeks, and the championship game will actually take 2 weeks. So if we go to playoff real quick, you can kind of see week 15 would be the first week of games. Week 16 would be the second week of games. Then week 17 and 18 would be the championship week. So it'll be the combined score of both weeks. And I feel like previously in our former years, like if you have one bad week in the championship, it kind of sucks, especially when you get to like week 17, 18, there can be buys. So I think it'll be kind of interesting. If we want to go to just the one regular match, what we can do is just go 15, 16, 17. Week 18, there might be way more buys. It kind of depends. But I do think it kind of adds a little wrinkle in there. It's like, oh, a 2-week, championship game. You really got to earn it. So you can't just get lucky off of a fluke player going off or something like that. You actually have to win that out. So I like that. You could also do 2-week matches for playoffs, but I think that's a little too much. So if we want to stick with that, cool. If not, we can go back to just the regular 1 game per championship and call it good. So you guys will have to let me know in the Discord later after you guys watch this. Zach, what do you think on it? You don't like the two games for the championship? You do like it? Okay, cool. Yeah, I think it's interesting. I feel like it's a little different. So I think, yeah, exactly. And I mean, there's been so many times in playoff games, like for fantasy, where it's like one dude goes off and you automatically are advancing, even if you have a weaker team or something like that. So it's in hopes that the final best 2 teams that make it are gonna have to, actually show, hey, my team's didn't go off for 250 and then put up 100 next week. You know what I mean? So I think whereas one team could put like 170 and 170, and to me, the more consistent teams are better for fantasy. So I think it's be interesting, and then we could try it this year. If we like it, cool. If we don't, then it is what it is. So I will also, not just your team, Matt's team. So Matt's team is the same way. They hit the playoffs every single year, and he does great all season. And then playoffs, it's like he'll have a bad week and then it's over. So that was kind of like my thought of if, you know, he makes it to the championship. For anybody, if they make it and they have, you know, week 17 is a horrible week for them, the other guy maybe has a horrible week, well, it's still not over. Plus there's that like anxiety of like, oh shit, I'm not out of it, but I'm down by like 60 points, so I really need a guy to go off or something like that, and it could make for some entertaining fun towards the end of the season. Now let's get back to rosters. So we're still trying to figure out the roster. Currently right now I have it at 20 roster size with 16 teams. It's gonna be a lot of players that are gonna get auctioned, so that's why I was trying to keep it low, because this auction draft will probably take a while. Injured reserve spots are still going to be 9, so if a player actually goes to the injured reserve in real life, you can put them on there. New to this year is designate for return. So if a player is moving from IR back to your roster, you can do that as well. So they've actually, in previous years, if a guy was hurt, it went on injured reserve, he was there and he was done, you got like half of his salary back for that year to try to pick up somebody else, but that was it. You couldn't bring it back. Now you can, and I actually have that set, since we're gonna have a small bench. I actually have that set to where all they have to do is be injured for 1 week on injured reserve, which I think in the NFL they always, I think it's like a 6-week whatever. So I don't know if this means that you can use this 9 times, or if a guy's on injury reserve, you can bring someone back 9 different players, or if that means you can have 9 people on it at once, or how exactly that works. But I figure we'll figure it out. We'll learn and kind of go from there. And then of course the practice squad. So practice squad is rookies, 1-year and 2-year players. It gives you the ability to actually have a practice squad like the NFL. So anyone that's on your practice squad, you can easily bump them up to your roster if for some reason there's an injury or something like that. You would have to drop someone, or if you have a roster space, you can move them up. But what that does is allows you to keep some younger players that maybe you think are going to be potential stars, especially since this is a dynasty league. And people can poach off your squads, your practice squads, but it does give you like a 24-hour email notification like, hey, someone's about to take your guy, either, you know, move him up to your regular roster, or he's gonna go. So it's kind of cool. As far as, this is the main stuff right here, we were talking about it in the Discord, individual offensive positions. So I've got it set up a little different. 1 quarterback starting, 1 running back, 1 wide receiver, 1 tight end, 1 place kicker, and then a running back flex and a wide receiver tight end flex. So it's only 1 wide receiver that actually has to start, but then you could technically, you know, you could draft extra wide receivers so that if you want to go starting wide receiver, you could with 1 extra backup. If you wanted to do running back, wide receiver, you could do that with 1 extra backup running back. You could go running back, wide receiver, and then either running back, wide receiver with a double tight end. So I kind of like the idea of having it this way, so that it allows us to really build what we want to build, draft the guys we want to draft. I mean, it kind of sucks when, you know, you've got a lot of good wide receivers, but you can't use them, or you got good running backs, but you can't use them. So I feel like this way, it kind of allows us to draft how we want. If you don't get a good tight end, well, you're kind of screwed with your starting position, but you don't have to worry about it. Or maybe you draft 2 good tight ends, and then you know, like, okay, I've got Kelsey and Andrews, like Mike had for multiple years. He could start both of them, and then he only really has to draft maybe 2 top wide receivers, and he's good to go. Then you'd only have to worry about maybe 1 good running back. Or if you know, want to get Derrick Henry and Christian McCaffrey like I had, you could go 1 running back starting, 1 in the flex, and then you only really have to worry about maybe a wide receiver, 2 wide receivers. So I like the idea. Zach, what do you think? Yeah, because I mean, wide receivers, you definitely, especially since it's 16 teams, you know, all of us should at least have 1 solid wide receiver. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of us that draft 2, 3 really top wide receivers. But I feel like if we do it this way, I think it'll still leave a lot of players available for injuries. If injury comes up, there's still going to be a decent amount through the waiver wire, or also making trades interesting as well. I mean, we could bump that up to 2, and then you could still have your flexes, and it would just add a little bit more. So it just kind of varies, you know. If you had to start 2, then you could potentially have 4 wide receivers. So I'd probably have to max this to like 5. So, and then you got to think, okay, if all 5 of us, or all 16 of us, draft 5 like top wide receivers, there's gonna be nothing left. So that's why I kind of have it at like 4. With, okay, if you're drafting 2 top-notch running backs, stuff like that, like, I don't know. We've never had 16 in this. I don't know what the contracts are going to be like. So that's why I'm kind of trying to figure out, like, maybe let's go low at first and then figure it out from there. But, that's, yeah. And remember, like, our first time we did this, I mean, like I said, I think we've done this for 4 years now, so everything was just screwed up. I mean, we had Travis Kelce for what, 40 million because he was like the only tight end. We had quarterbacks that were, you know, 40, 50 million, but then you had guys like Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees who were like 1 mil because it was like we got the quarterbacks we wanted. Then there was these top-notch quarterback. We ended up having to go to the two quarterback starting league because there was 10 of us. And so I think this will be cool. I even mentioned like getting rid of tight ends completely and just doing the flex spot. That way, like, there's a less position that you have to deal with. You know, you don't really have to worry about a tight end unless you want to get Kelce or you want to get Andrew, someone that's top notch that's gonna score like a wide receiver. But Matt was like, he was pretty like, no, the tight end is a spot. Let's have it. So maybe if you could, like, I just wish there was a different way. Maybe tight ends. Well, I don't know. Maybe I can just make Travis Kelce a wide receiver. I don't know. That would make things interesting. Then tight ends would kind of all be balanced instead of just Travis Kelce and then drops to whoever else is behind him. I don't know. Tight end's a hard one. As for defense, it's still going to be the same. I kind of was messing with this with like, maybe I want to go cornerback and safety separate, but then I was like, nah, that's just going to add more to the overall roster size. So I decided to just keep it the same, where you start a linebacker, you start a defensive end or defensive tackle, and you start either a cornerback or safety. So that's how I still have all that set up. Minimum 1 linebacker. There's no minimum. I can't really do a minimum for cornerback or safety, or it'll make you have to choose between that. So just a max of 1 at each one of those positions, and then 2 max for linebackers. That's kind of what I did for offense. You know, only 2 max quarterbacks, which is scary because if a quarterback gets hurt, at least you only have to start 1. But you hit with double buys, or you hit, you know, injury in a bye, it's gonna be tough to manage. But with 16 teams, I feel like if I max that up to 3, everyone's drafting 3 quarterbacks. Like, that's just how it always is in our league. So yeah, so I think 2 is just the easiest way to do it. Have a couple rookies on your practice squad, and I don't know, hope for the best, I guess. If someone's hurt, you just got to deal with it. I think 3 running back max is good. I mean, you necessarily only have to start 1 starter. 4 wide receivers is good. You really only need, I mean, technically you only need 1, but you could potentially have 3 if you wanted to. So I'm trying to keep these maxes really low. Minimum 2 wide, minimum, you know, 2. So I think everything added up to about 19 with every position with a backup and an extra, even for like the flex. And then I added an extra one for our rookie, the rookie that you have to draft, because, you know, sometimes rookies don't perform, and I didn't want that rookie to have to take up one of the spots that could be a main spot. So as for the contracts this year, so for the auction draft, our league does a rookie draft, which is literally just rookies coming into the league this year. And then it's a free agency auction. So any players that aren't currently on teams in our league, they would be in the free agency auction. Since we are resetting the league, that means everyone in the NFL is going to be bid on. You can bid, one guy can have a 4-year deal, which means you will have him for 4 years. And that contract, the first year is 100% guaranteed. The remaining years are each year half of that money is guaranteed. So if you were to cut somebody, you would take a penalty cap of the remainder of that year. So let's say you draft somebody or you sign someone on a 4-year deal. Next year you cut him because you can't trade him, no one wants him. You would eat that whole year 3, and then the year or year 2, I should say, then you would eat 3 and 4 each half. The following year would be a dead cap penalty. So that's kind of how it works, which I think is similar to like the NFL, but they do all kinds of guaranteed crap and whatnot, but it's similar to that. Anyways, you can draft one guy on a 4-year deal, which that's going to save you up front, but you know, as the years progress, that contract is going to get pricier and pricier, so just keep that in mind. We don't do, if a guy retires, we've done it in the past where, you know, if a guy retires or something like that, we will clear the cap, but I think last time we ended up not doing that. Like if you put an old guy on a 4-year deal that could retire and he retires, like that's on you. That's kind of our thing. If it's like an Andrew Luck situation where all of a sudden the guy just retires out of nowhere, usually we're more lenient. We'll clear that cap, but if not, we're not going to clear it. So just make sure that on your 4-year, even your 3-year, 2-year deals, you're putting these on guys that are younger that should be sticking around in the league. But that's what these are. So you can in the free agency auction, you can get one guy on a 4-year, one guy on a 3-year, 2 guys on a 2-year, and then that's it. So really you're only going to have 4 players coming back next year off of this first year that we're doing on the reset. However, there are contract extensions per team, and we have that at 2. So when we first did this, I think we did like 2 4 years, like 3 years or something like that, and we did like 4 2 years, and we did like 5 or 6 contract extensions. Pretty much just I wanted to make it as real to the NFL as possible. And then it just felt like no matter what, we were locked into our teams. You had to trade. I'm trying to make that a little bit different, especially with 16 teams. Wanting to keep this to where if this first year you get a couple guys, and then next year we're still going to have to get some more guys. So this means that going into next year, you will for sure have 2, 3, 4 guys on your roster. The rest of these guys are just going to be 1-year deals, which means they are going to be guaranteed money on your 1-year free agency auction. And out of the guys that you draft, you can extend them during the regular season, 2 of them. So how this works is I think it starts, doesn't say when it starts, but I think it's like week 3. You can start contract extensions. What that means is when you go to your, let me save this. When you go to your roster, you'll go to contracts, and instead of tag, it'll actually say extend, contract extension, whatever it says. And when you click on that, it'll show you, hey, this guy wants a 3-year deal worth this much money. And it'll tell you like, hey, that means your salary next year will be this much. And so you kind of have to manage that for the future. Okay, if I'm signing this guy, is he going to be worth that much? And those contracts will fluctuate. So they go based off of player youth. They go off of the team, off of the position. They go off of the league's kind of contract structures within that position, quarterback, running back, stuff like that. What up, JC? You guys can't hear Zach? Oh, I don't know. They said they couldn't hear you. So that's kind of how the contract extensions work. We're going over our fantasy football league, JC. But and they'll fluctuate each week. So if a guy has a really big week, that following week he's gonna ask for more, and it's on a weekly basis, not a daily basis. So by like I think by like Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever the new like week starts for the NFL, that's when that contract extension will pop up, and it'll be, this guy wants this much for this many years. Then if he has a really bad week or something, that following week he might actually ask for less. So it will fluctuate. I think you have all the way up to like week 10, week 11, 12, 13, somewhere around in there to get that extension done. If not, you will not be able to extend in the off season. All that will pop up is this right here, is franchise tag. And so if you try to franchise tag someone, it is going to be expensive. It goes off like the average per position. So that's just something to keep in mind, how you want to build your team. Yeah, and in our league, it was like hella stupid. Like some guys you would think, why are they going to get that much on a franchise? But that's just because of how, you know, we drafted and how we signed players and whatnot. So it was expensive. But what it means, pretty much what it boils down to, is after this first season, you'll have 2 players left on a 1 year. You'll have 1 player left with 2 years remaining. You'll have 1 player left with 3 years remaining. And you could extend 2 players, so 6 total. And the rest you're going to have to, you know, we'll have our rookie draft again. Then we'll have our free agency auction. So really, all of us are only going to be able to keep 6 total players after this first season. And I kind of like that with 16 teams. I think that'll give us a good number. If anyone drops out of the league as well, that'll give us... I think what we'll do is we'll probably completely erase that team, let all those guys go into free agency. That way, if other players want to come in, there's still going to be a decent amount of players. And I think this will also help too. I almost thought about not even doing 4 years at all, just doing 3-year ones. I don't know how you guys would feel about that, but I think, you know, maybe just doing a 3-year would even keep things kind of fresh too. A 4-year is a long time. So I don't know. It's up to you guys. We could even just do 2-year deals. Plus, I also, you know, those 4 years and 3 years allow you to save a lot of money through your signings, whereas if we only did like 4 2-year deals, or, you know, maybe 3 2 years, 1 3-year deal or something like that, all of us are gonna blow through that money a little bit quicker and should make the auction go a little faster. So it's up to you guys. That's another question I'll probably put. You know, do we want to do a 4-year? Do we want 3 years? Do we just want to do 2 years and 1 year to kind of keep the league fresh? Because then you'd have to maybe extend more. So, you know, we could do contract extensions like this, and then, you know, we could go none of there, we could go none here, and then maybe just go, you know, 4 2-year deals, and then maybe be able to extend a few more or something like that. So I don't know, what do you think, Zach? The 4 years is really long. It's just a way to save money, honestly. So I feel like, yeah, and even a 3-year is kind of like pushing it, because most of the time, like, I mean, I've had Derrick Henry forever, so, but in rare instances, like, I feel like not a lot of us keep players for that long. We trade them away by that point. So I think 1 3-year is probably good, and then maybe even 3 2-years, so we can still have the 4, and then, you know, extend 2, so you can, you know, have 2, you know, so you'd have a total of 6 coming back next year if you wanted to, which I think is pretty good number. What is the, let's see, get the old calculator out here. So like 96 players that could potentially be, you know, still on teams, which I feel would still leave a decent amount of players for the free agency the following year. But I mean, we could do 1 contract extension per year, you know, but then I feel like it, then are you really doing a dynasty league? Because now you're not really building much of a team. So I think I like, so what we could do is go no 3-year, we could go 4 2-year deals, and then 2 contract extensions per team for this year, and then maybe next year up the contract extensions, because now we're, you know, now you're gonna have guys that you know, are going to be at the end of their things anyway. So maybe we start like this year, and then next year, you know, we kind of fluctuate that. Okay, how many contract extensions can we do? So, because no one really, you're just adding from here to whoever is on your 1-year deals, and then the following year, obviously, you're going to have maybe 4 guys that you're going to need to re-sign. And I can't remember if Yeah, so I believe this would count towards like re-signing these guys as well. So next year you're gonna have 4 guys that would potentially need to be re-signed. So maybe we bump this up to 6, and then, or even 4 or something like that, and then, you know, we'll build that way. So I think that's probably best. You know, maybe do a 3-year, but I just feel like we are gonna have a lot of like 2nd-year players coming in that would be good to get on 3-year deals. So let's do 3 and 1. I think is the best fit. Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, you're still paying a decent amount. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's the thing too. You got to think, with 16 of us, each one of us having one 4-year deal, there's a lot of money being saved, and it's just gonna drag out the auction like even longer. So let's get into scoring here. So I did make some changes. Scoring starting at the 37-minute marker. Let me write that down so I can tag that later. So our league is head to head. Like I said, we're in divisions. The schedule should be, you play your division opponents twice, and then I believe I have it set to where I think you play 2 players from the other divisions, and that would be 14, I believe. 6, 7, 8. No, you play all 4 from one division. So you play your division members twice. You'll take on one division and play all 4 from that, and then it'll be 2 and 2 from the other. I believe that's how I have it set up, but I still have to check the schedule to make sure. We did allow ties before, but I think we'll just do tiebreakers this year, especially with like 16 teams. We might end up with a lot of ties, and I don't necessarily want that. So I think we'll just go tiebreakers this year. A tiebreaker first would be total touchdowns scored, because that could go for offense and defense, since we do use individual defensive players. So I do like that as the main tiebreaker. The second tiebreaker would be total offensive yards. And then third would just be the highest reserve player. So who's ever on your bench that scored the highest, that would be the third tiebreaker. I highly doubt it would come to that, but that's how we've got it. As far as standings go, it would be head-to-head matchups. So if you, actually I think it's supposed to be division win-loss is the first one. Then head-to-head matchups. So that's supposed to be divisional win-loss. So if you did really well in your division, that'll be the first tiebreaker for the standings. If that's still a tie, then it's going to go to head-to-head matchup. So if you face that person, then that'll be the tiebreaker. If you guys broke even for the division or something like that, then the third tiebreaker is just going to be your total points altogether. If there's another one after that, I have no idea what it would be. I don't know. I don't know if we've ever had that. So let's get into the points here. So this is new. I did add bonuses for everything. So passing yards, right? It's 1 point for every 20 yards. I know most leagues are like 25 yards. We do 20 yards. And now bonuses, you'll get an additional point if your quarterback throws for over 300, an extra point if you throw over 400, and an extra point if you throw over 500. So I don't know if you guys like the bonuses like that. This is the first time I thought I'd bring it out here. For rushing, receiving, I have it to where it's just every 50-yard increments. You could get an extra point up to 200 yards for rushing. I think it's up to 250 for receiving. These can be adjusted if we want to do a little bit more. If we want to do like, 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, something like that. If you don't want the bonuses, this is something where you'd have to let me know, hey, no bonuses. I don't like that. But what do you think, Zach? Have you done leagues where there's bonuses? Yeah, and that was kind of my thought too, is like, if I just make it a point, it's not that big of a deal. Now, if we did like 2 points maybe, and then an extra point, or 2, then yeah, it's a little bit different because, okay, how many quarterbacks are throwing for 500 yards a game? Maybe a couple of them. So it does make them worth a little bit more. But again, it's only if they hit that amount of yardage. 300 is a little more reachable. So, you know, even if that one's like maybe an extra 2 points, then okay, like most quarterbacks I think could hit 300 yards or they're going to come close. So, you know, if you can't hit that 300, I think if we bump this up to 2, it's kind of like, okay, maybe I do change my, you know, choice on who I want to draft because, or who I want to sign, because now I want that extra 2 points. It could come in handy. Just leaving it, you know, that's only going to be an extra 3 points for throwing 500 yards. It's almost like, is it worth it? We could even do 3, 4, and 5, but I don't know. I think at that point it would be 3 extra points, and then if they hit 400, it's going to give 4 points on top of that. So now you're looking at 7 points. So that was kind of the thing, is like, how do I figure it out if I do that? Whereas like if I did both of these at 2, 2, and 2, you would get what, an extra 6 points for throwing 500 yards. I mean, I don't know. So you guys will have to let me know. Head to head is always the first time. Oh, head to head is always the first tiebreaker. Okay, well we'll swap that back. I thought it was divisional, but that's probably why it was set head to head first. So thank you, Matt. We'll keep it at head to head, then divisional, and then team points. But yeah, bonuses. Let me know in the chat what you guys think. If we want to like up bonuses, if we don't want bonuses at all. Just kind of let me know if it should be 350, 400, you know, 450, or even like 300, you know, 350, 500, however you guys think to do it. Give you guys a second and see what anyone says. And whatever we decide on how this bonus system is going to work, we're going to do that for passing. We'll do it for the rushing. We'll do it for receiving, receptions. I've even got extra points for kicking. I even added a 65-yarder this year. So I think before we only did up to 50. Now we've got all the way up to 60 yards and 65 yards. So, well, he could get rushing. Oh, did he already leave? Oh, well, he can get rushing bonuses, I guess. Then I've also got bonuses for defensive players, for sacks, interceptions. Like, I did bonuses for pretty much everything. But yeah, what do you think, Zach? Should it be a little bit more? Should it be adjusted? What do you think a good one for, like 2 points maybe? Or 3 points? Okay, so let's go 1 point, 3 points, and 4 points, which would end up being eight additional points. Or we could go 2, 3, and 4. 8, 9. Or we could make this one even more and go 5. So now you're looking at an additional like 10 points if you could hit the max bonus, which that's a huge, I feel like it's not like going to completely change, well, it could technically change the dynamic, but not many yeah, yeah, exactly. Very very rare for a quarterback to throw 500 yards. 400 yards even is kind of hard to hit, but that can be done more, and that's only 5 points, so I feel like that's not bad. 300 yards, like an additional 2 points, that might help you win, but the way our league is, with how our point system works with the defense, stuff like that, like 2 extra points is a sack, so, or a tackle for loss. So I mean, that's not that big of a number, so I think that's good. I think we'll keep it like that. 300 yards, 400 yards, 500 yards. I think that makes it worth it. Let's go to rushing. Oh, and then passing touchdowns are worth 6. I think in other like leagues, generally they're worth like 4. Touchdowns 6 points, man. So 6 points is 6 points. That's how we have it set up. Passing 2-point conversion, it's worth 2 points, so 2 points. Interceptions are -3 though. I think in other leagues they usually do like -1, -2. To me, if you're throwing the ball, like if it's an interception, you're losing half of your touchdowns. So you're losing half of your touchdown points. So if you throw a touchdown, you get 6. You throw an interception, you just lost half of that touchdown. So you throw 2 picks, 1 touchdown, that touchdown doesn't even count anymore because you've turned the ball over more. So that's kind of how I envision that point system there. So that one is -3. So make sure you get a quarterback that doesn't throw picks, especially pick sixes. We'll get to that. Pick sixes are -6 because you've just now cost your team 6 points. So rushing is pretty typical, 1 point for every 10 yards. But I did add bonuses for this one. So for this one, if you reach 100 yards, again, I just had everything 1 point, 1 point, 1 point, but we could do the same 2, 3, and 5, which I think I like. So I think we'll stick with that. 2, 3, and 5. Now, rushing, it's not often you're going to see a 300-yard game or anything like that. So I did these in increments of 50. So if you hit 100 yards, you get an additional 2 points. That's pretty solid. A lot of running backs could probably hit 100 yards. 150 yards, you could probably hit that as well. 200 yards, a little bit harder. You're not going to see that one as often. So we could do, I guess, 150 to 250, which I think would be probably a little bit better. Yeah, okay, so let's do that. We'll go 150, and we'll go 2, and we'll go 250. Because I feel like that's more comparable to the passing situation. Rushing touchdown, again, 6 points. Rushing 2-point conversion, 2 points. So, and this isn't just for running backs. This is for anybody that runs the ball. That's just rushing yards. That's how the league works. And then receiving is 1 point for every 10 yards. That's how we do it. And then we've got the bonuses. We'll go 2, 3, and 5 again for this. And I think I'll probably readjust this the same. So 150, I feel like that's pretty doable. 200, 250. These might need to change a little bit because, I mean, how often? Okay, I like that. So you said 175, and then 225. And then you said what? 275. Yeah. So, yeah, we can do it like that. That way, so I do feel like, well, I don't know. I think 150 is still kind of hard to reach. Like when you think about how many 150-yard games were there last season from receiving. Probably about the same as 150 rushing yard games. Well, probably a little bit more, but 175, that is, I feel like that's a little steep. Maybe 125 for the first one. No. You go one. I think 150 is a good marker for the first one. I think we'll stick with 150 there. We'll go 200. Yeah, I think we'll just do, and then 250, because I think even receiving, you're not going to see too many 250-yard games unless a dude just goes off, which that's kind of the purpose of these bonuses. So I think we'll just stick with that. Same as the rushing. Rushing, you know, it's 1 point for every 10 yards. Receiving, it's 1 point for every 10 yards. So we'll just keep it the same. Okay. How many 200-yard games? Oh, shoot. Really? And how many 250-yard games? Oh wow, okay. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like the game has changed to where there's more passing, but I feel like it's not how it used to be, where guys just went off every week. How about rushing? 150-yard rushing games last year. I do agree, Matt. I wish there was a way that interceptions would count against receivers and not quarterbacks, but okay, so receiving yards, no one even had 250, so that goes to tell you. I think we might even have to do like 150, possibly 175, and then maybe 200. I don't know. That's probably the same with rushing yards. Probably go 150, 175, and 200. Oh, wow. So even less, huh? So I think we should do... We'll go 100, because we know that's definitely reachable. And then we could do 150, and then let's just do 200. And I think we'll do that for receiving as well. Maybe just a 100-yard bonus, which we know that can definitely be done. 150, and then we'll just do 200. And I think that makes the bonuses a little more attainable. And then it does kind of give you that like purpose of like, I mean, especially now if you got a running back that can catch as well, get those bonuses of 100 yards rushing, 100 yards receiving, like a Christian McCaffrey or a Saquon. Who else catches a lot? Etienne, I know, will probably catch a lot out of the backfield. That's gonna be big right there. So I think I like that. Yeah, I know, right? Ooh, yeah. So see, that's 200, and you said what? 2. So yeah, that's like 8 points just from the bonuses, plus each point for the actual yardage itself, and then all the receiving. So yeah, so we're gonna have some crazy. I think these bonuses will come into play now. Should we change the passing a little bit? Maybe like 354, or should we keep that one where it's at? Because okay, yeah, okay, we'll do that. Receptions. So it is, and again, 6 points for a receiving touchdown. We have 1 point for reception. And then the bonuses, we'll go 2, 3. Is it 2, 3, and 5? But I have it to where if you get 10 receptions, you're getting 2 points. 15 would be 3, and 20 would be 5, which I don't even remember the last time someone caught 20 passes, so we might need to change this. But this one's a little tougher. Like, I don't know exactly what we would want to do. I don't know. I think 15 should probably be the top one, because there's not too many wide receivers that catch that many passes anymore. It's more about just the big plays. So maybe we go... Yeah, right. I don't know. What do you think? I don't really want to do like a 5, 10, and 15, because a lot of receivers can at least get 5. Well, yeah, that's what I was saying, is like 8. So we go 8, 12, and then 16. Because I feel like 16 receptions, you're not gonna come across that too often, but 12 is definitely reachable. Same with like 150 receiving yards. So I think that's pretty solid like that. 8, 12, and 16. 8 is doable. 100 yards receiving is doable. 100 yards rushing is doable. I think 300 yards passing is definitely doable most games as well. So especially depending on what quarterback you draft. Whereas 400 is going to be a little bit harder. 150 rushing is going to be a lot harder. I think 150 receiving, that one's still pretty manageable. But I think it is what it is. Draft a wide receiver. Get wide receivers. Get guys that catch the ball. Receptions. And then yeah, full point for receptions unless we want to do half PPR. That's up to you guys. I don't know how you guys feel about that. Let's see. Extra points are worth 1. Field goals are worth 3. If it's over 40 yards, you're gonna get an additional point, so that'll be 4 points. If it's over 50, you're gonna get an additional point. That'll be worth 5. If it's over 60, you'll get an additional point, and then you'll get 6. And if it's over 65, you'll get an additional point. It's gonna be worth 7. So kickers already do make a lot of points. In fact, there's sometimes where in standard scoring in fantasy, kickers actually are the highest scorers up there with quarterbacks. So I think 65 is 65 the record, or is it 64? 64. Let's do. Maybe we'll set this at like 62. Or actually, we'll just do this. How about this? We'll go extra 2 points if it's 60 or over. I like that. So yeah, that way you're making more. So 3, 4, 5. You could still make 7 points. So defensive players. So we do have bonuses for defense, and now we're gonna go to our format here of 2, 3, and 5. I don't think kickers need the 2, 3, and 5 because, like I said, they're already going to be scoring crazy amounts of points and whatnot. I don't necessarily want to do negative points for missed field goals. We do negative points for a missed extra point, but field goals, that's a little bit tougher. So I don't want to do that. But tackles are worth 1 point. So I believe we'll have to go into the advanced settings because I think that's where like assisted tackles are at and see how much those are worth. I think those are half a point. But we will double check because I know Lloyd was asking about that. Defensive tackles though are gonna be worth 1 point. Then I've got bonuses here, so you'll get an additional 2 points if a guy hits 10 tackles, which most linebackers usually hit about 10 tackles a game. I think 15's kind of pushing it. 20 definitely. I don't see anyone getting 20, so I think we might do this 8, 12, and 16. I think. I kind of like that with the receptions, so I think we'll do that the same way for tackles. So if your guy gets 16 tackles, and honestly, this makes linebackers like worth a lot of money if you think about it. You're getting 1 point per tackle. If he gets 10, 12 tackles, there's 12 points. Now with a bonus of 5 points, we've had games where defensive guys won us in the previous years. Like, hey, this guy, my defensive player just won me this game. In fact, I personally had, I don't remember who, was it? It might have been Matt, or I don't remember who I played, but my defensive guy got me 40-something points, and that was pretty much how I advanced because, he had tackles, he had punt return yards, kick return yards. I think he had a pick 6. You get return yards for interceptions as well, so 1 point for every 10 yards that way. So it can get kind of wild with defense. So I do think I don't want defense to be thought of as just a whatever, I gotta have a defensive player. I want this to be, hey, I need to draft really good defensive players as well. Now there's way more defensive players than offense because we're only drafting 1. So it's kind of like I can just pick up whoever I want. Which is normally how it is. But with something like this, where you've got a lot of bonuses, especially reachable bonuses for defense, that makes a huge difference, I think. So I like that. If you guys are cool with that, we're good. Zach, what do you think? Make bonuses for defense worth a lot more? Now for sacks, it's worth 2 points because to me a sack is better than a tackle, obviously. So, any player that gets a sack, they're going to get 2 points per sack. Now, I have this set to where sacks are a little bit harder, so we might change these numbers to where, hey, you know what? You get a 2-sack game. Doesn't happen too often. Well, I mean, there are players that can get 2 sacks per game. Same with getting 8 tackles a game. So, I think at 2, I think at 3 and at 4, hardly ever 4 sacks a game. But if a guy has 4 sacks a game, he needs to get you a lot of points. Same with even 3 sacks a game, 2 sacks a game. So I think we're gonna do that. And interceptions are worth 3 points. You know, same thing for a quarterback. It's -3. For an interception, you're going to get 3 points. So now with interceptions, one guy getting interceptions is a little bit harder to come by. So, you know, the bonuses are going to be there. If you get 2 interceptions, you know, you'll get the extra 2, 3 interceptions. You'll get the, you know, the extra 3, 4 interceptions. But I mean, yeah, for real. Chandler, yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I think he got 5 sacks in one game and then didn't do anything the rest of the season. So even I'm trying to think of guys like Bosa, Donald, like these guys, sure, they have disruptive games and they'll get in there and get sacks and whatnot. But as far as like multi-sack games, you don't see that as often. So same with interceptions. It was hard to figure out bonuses because it's like, unless you're going to get a bonus, like we do this 1, 2, and 3, which I guess we could. So no matter what, if your DB or linebacker, whoever gets an interception, they get a bonus. So you're automatically getting 5 points for your first interception. You know, 2 points then you're getting an additional 3 plus another 3 if you get 2 interceptions, which that could easily add up. And then 3 interceptions in a game, which I don't even remember the last time 3 interceptions in a game happened by one player. But I do think this way, now your DBs, your safeties are going to be worth a lot more, and your linebackers. Linebackers are going to be, I think this adds a lot of value to your linebackers as well. Those guys that sit in the middle of the field, they make tackles, they get sacks, they get interceptions. Like all of a sudden, we could have linebackers scoring just as much or even more than wide receivers and running backs and quarterbacks, which, hey, that's cool. That's what I want. I want defense to matter. So, again, interception return, 6 points because that's a touchdown. If you force a fumble, it's 1 point. Which I believe it's not gonna pop up. Okay. Forcing a fumble is 1 point. A fumble recovery is 1 point. A fumble recovery for a touchdown, again, that's you're scooping it up and you're scoring. So that's 6 points. A safety is worth 2 because it's worth 2 points. Kickoff return touchdown, punt return touchdown, those are worth 6. I think what we'll do is actually make fumbles and fumble recoveries worth 2 points. I think I like that. That'll add a little more value to defense as well. Blocked field goal, 2 points. In fact, you know what? Let's make that 3 because technically, hey, you know what? And that's for the player. So if a player blocks a field goal, he's going to earn 3 points. And that is simply because, hey, that's worth 3 points for the offense, so now you've just stopped that. You should get 3 points. Blocked field goal for touchdown, again, that's touchdown, so 6 points. A blocked punt, not going to worry too much about that. That'll just be 2 points. And then we'll make fumbles -2. Although, I'll have to look because I think in advance I have that as -1 because if it's a fumble, it's just -1. If it's a fumble lost, I think it's -1 as well, so it ends up being -2, but we'll take a look. So let me save this. We'll go into the advanced settings, and then we'll check from there. Go back to scoring. Advanced scoring options. So this allows us to break down, like, I mean, you could get points for pass attempts. You can get points for pass completion percentage, yard completion, yards attempt, like yards sacked, first down. You can get points for first downs. Like there's all kinds of, you know, scoring, yards per rush, carries. You can get points for carrying the ball. Like it's kind of wild. Yards per reception, targets, catch rate, first downs. Like there's all kinds of rushing and receiving yards. Quarterback hits, that's kind of cool. You can actually get quarterback hits, although I don't know how they would judge that. I think that's a harder one. I think that's why I've never done it. So yeah, so assists do count as a half a point. So that is how we have it set up. Oh yeah, you do get passes defended. So if a defensive DB, someone swats the ball, you get a point, because I feel like you're stopping a reception. So that is worth a point to me. Safeties 2. Let's see. Fumbles are 2. I thought there was... Okay, I guess not. So yeah, it's good that we upped fumbles to -2, because yeah, I thought there used to be fumble and then fumble lost. Yeah, forced fumble. So that would be defensively forced fumble, and then if someone recovers a fumble. Yeah, so if you fumble the ball no matter what, even if you get it back, it's still -2 points. So that's just how we'll have it set up. First downs are kind of cool, though. I didn't catch rate percentage and pass yards and stuff like that. That's kind of cool. That's way too much for me to want to do, but yeah, that's cool. So, all right. So that's points. I think that's all we need to worry about for point. Well, that's just what? That's everything, huh? So yeah. So we'll go like that. Let me get back to our league settings, and we will get to acquisitions. So the waiver wait period, this is how long you have to wait for a player to pretty much become a free agent. So once a guy is released, he goes on the waiver wire. He's only going to be on there for a day. So what that goes off of is if someone wants to claim him off of the waiver, it'll go in order from worst record to best record. Now, if someone's a free agent, our free agent acquisitions go through every day. Now, if someone's a free agent and you bid on that player, you don't have to bid money per se. You could try to get him for like the league minimum. But if someone bids higher than that, they're going to get him. But it's not instant. So it's not like, oh, this guy's a free agent, I'm going to pick him up right now. It goes through at the end of the night, every night. So that is kind of how our system works. That way, everyone has a chance, a fair chance of getting who they want to get on the waiver wire. So what's up? Hold on. Okay, say that. So the waiver starts, I believe, Tuesday, and then it goes through that Wednesday night. So if it's 2 days, I think this is going based off of actual players dropped, not necessarily like, okay, it's a Tuesday. I think Tuesday is once it hits Tuesday, that's when the new week starts. That's when you could potentially drop players. Wednesday. Same with all the other free agents. I believe so, yeah. Yeah. And then if you have someone and you drop them, let's say Wednesday, or you drop them Thursday, then they go for a full 24 hours and then they become a free agent as well. So it's constant waiver that way. So think of it like baseball. If a guy gets dropped, he's on the waiver wire, anyone can swoop him up, and then he's like a free agent, and free agency goes through every single night. That's as far as I know is how it's been. Yeah. Yeah, so the waiver wire itself is just for a guy getting dropped. So if someone's on your team and he gets dropped, he's on there 24 hours and then he becomes a free agent if no one puts in a claim, is how the waiver wire works. The rest of it is just free agency itself. But our free agency is you have to wait till the end of the night and see if you get them. Yep. Trade control. So all of our trades are immediate approval. We don't do commissioner approval anymore. We don't do league votes. We don't do anything like that. We've had all kinds of issues with trading. So now it's just, hey, if you make a trade and the guy's willing to make the trade with you, hey, by all means, do it. Whether it's 2-team, 3-team, 4-team, 5-team, whatever. We've had some crazy shit. That is kind of just how we do it. I think with all 16 people in here, I don't think there should be any kind of issues in that regards as far as trading this year. There's no trade limit. You can trade as much as you want. We do allow off-season trades, so even after the season's over, you can still trade players. You can still trade the rookie draft picks. You can still trade as much as you want. The trade deadline, let me go on here and check real quick. I think, let's see, NFL week. I think I had it set for NFL week 10. November 9th is when that starts. So I must have it for week 11, I believe, our trade deadline. Yeah. So week 11, which I think is good because our regular season ends week 14. So if you're wanting to make a playoff push, it's after the NFL's trade deadline, which I think is week 8 or week 9. Gives you a few weeks to see how the players are going to be on that new team. And then it's before the start of week 11. So week 11, the Thursday night game is Bengals-Ravens on November 16th. Our trade deadline will be that Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. 11:15, November 15th is our trade deadline. So it gives you plenty of time to figure out how to make your playoff push, which gives you week 11, 12, 13, and 14. Gives you 4 weeks before postseason. So I think that's a good spot for the trade deadline. Draft. So our draft is Sunday, September 3rd. And I have it set for 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That is our rookie draft. So the rookie draft, you have 300 seconds, which, what is that? Like 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever it is. I don't know. Rookie contract length is 3 years with a rookie option the 4th year. So a team option. That means that after the 3 years, if you like how your rookie's playing, pick up the option. You're going to save money. If not, let them go into free agency. We're only doing 1 round because with 16 of us, if we did 2 rounds, I mean, at that point, it's a wasted roster space. And with our roster being small, I don't want to do that. I do have an extra spot for the rookie, but I still feel like at 16, you know, since, again, I think we were doing, what, 10? We did 2 rounds with 10 teams last year by, you know, pick 18, 20. It was like, you know, defense maybe. I don't know. It's hard to say. So I think with 16 of us, we'll just do 1 round. I don't want to take up a bunch of roster spots. And because the rookie draft will be based on the NFL contracts. So if you're drafting first, that first year contract is going to be a lot of money. Probably you're looking at 8, 9, 10 million per year. And it's only going to go higher over the next few years. So you want to make sure if you're picking in, you know, the top probably 10, you're getting a good guy that's going to give you points because that contract is going to be pretty pricey. So with that, though, since this is the first year and we're kind of setting this up, we're going to get to how we're going to do the draft order here in just a bit. If you don't want to keep your rookie after the rookie draft, tell me. I will cut them. I will clear the cap. So for those of you guys that end up picking 16, 15, 14, if you don't want the rookie that you drafted, tell me before we start the free agency auction. I will cut that guy. I will clear the cap. You don't have to worry about it. That guy can be put in free agency. Even if you're picking 2nd, 3rd, 4th, whatever, and you decide, hey, you know what? This is where I picked. I don't want to pick here. You could trade it, I guess, if you wanted to for something. But if not, I'll cut the guy. You can try to get him maybe cheaper or something like that. So that goes for anybody, wherever you pick in the rookie draft. If you don't want the guy, you can make a trade, or you can tell me. I will cut him. I will clear the cap. I'm only going to do it for this year, mainly because next year we'll have a, you know, standings to go based off of. Unless we like how we do the draft order this year, then that could just be our thing. So that way there's no, well, I'm losing to get the first pick next year. It's like, well, you don't actually know if you're going to get it next year because we're going to do this draft order picker again for next year. We'll see. We'll see if you guys like it. I think it's kind of cool. So just keep that in mind. Draft September 3rd, Sunday before, the week before football starts at 10 a.m. Pacific. Now, I have the free agency auction set for 11:30 because I have to have it set that way. But how it usually works is as soon as the rookie draft is over, which usually only takes like maybe 20 minutes, I can come in here and I can set the free agency auction. I think it's usually like 30 minutes after, 40 minutes after, whatever it is. So it'll take place that same day. It'll take place pretty much same time. And so I'm doing it early because it probably will take a good while for all of us to fill out our roster. Now, once you get the main guys, you don't have to stick around. It will auto draft. You can even set up your draft. You can set it up to where it's like, okay, I want these guys to come up. I'm hopping off. If those guys are available, it'll just draft for you that way. So you don't have to stick around if you're busy. Like I said, this is probably going to be an all-day thing. I took a day off for this because it's going to last a while. With that, that's everything. If you guys have questions, let me know. Let me check the Discord because I see you guys talking in that. Get rid of practice squad is what Spoonie's saying. 7, 10, 12, 15 for passes. I don't mind the 8, 12 concept. Okay. We kind of already got that set up. Should have been writing in the YouTube, Spoonie. Okay, so I think everyone's good. I'll post this link in the Discord as well for anyone that wants to go back and check it out. And then I'll make a timestamp here for the draft order as well. I'll probably chop that out of this one and then post that one separately. And then I will be posting a video. I should be able to do like a test draft or get some type of footage to show you guys what the rookie draft is going to look like and what the auction draft is going to look like as well. But I don't think I can do that yet until like the league is finalized or something like that. I don't remember. I'll take a look and see if I can find like a video or pictures at least to talk about how that works. But yeah, but if I did it on Twitch, it didn't save it. Yeah, so I'll see if I can find that because I know a lot of people are asking how that works. But pretty much, you pick whoever you want to go up. They'll go up on like up at the top, and then it's just simply you start bidding. You click. There's like buttons over here on the right. You can click 3-year, 4-year, max deal or whatever, and it'll just keep putting the highest number up for you, whatever contract year you want, which I think we ended up going 1 3-year, 3 2 years. The rest are going to be 1 year. So you got 1 3-year to work with and then 3 2 years to work with. So the rest are just going to be 1-year deals. That's going to be wild because we didn't do that last time. Okay, that's enough. Let's get into, I think, what you guys really want to get into. Let me time mark this here at 1:20. So let's do the draft order, right? Which we've got too many people coming in. I didn't want to put them at the front or the back. So this is what we're going to go. Draft order. You can see it's racing. So I've got a race system set up that generates a random race, and we're going to do it by division. So in the first race, we'll see myself, Vega, Zach, and Spoonie from the West, right? Then we'll see James, Wilmer, Mahomes, and Daniel from Central Division. Tyler, Jeff, Maddie, and Cody from North Division. And in the East, Mike, Matt, Casey, and Devin. And so how this race system works, it's on this website. It's completely random. I'll punch in our names. We'll watch our person race. If you finish first, you'll go here into first place. Second, we'll go into second place. Third and third place. Fourth and fourth place. Okay? So after we all get through the first races, we'll have the fourth place racers compete. If you win, you go number 13. If you finish second, you'll go number 14. If you finish third, you'll go number 15. If you finish last, you'll go number 16. So if you finish last and last, you get 16th. So that's kind of how I'm gonna do this, right? And then we'll go to the third place racers, and you'll go the next 4. Second place racers, you'll go the next 4. And then the first place racers, you'll go with the top 4. So I think it'll be kind of cool. It's pretty goofy how it looks, but I already tested it out. It is random as shit. It's a timer, so it's a 1-minute timer. The racers will start, they'll kind of go back and forth, and then at the 1 minute they hit the finish line. It'll tell you who finished first, second, third, and fourth, and we'll just go down the list. So with that, let me go over to this. So here's the racer, right? So this is what it is. It's called the website is called Online, I think, Races or Online Timers or something like that. So it's a 1-minute timer. I'm gonna put our names in here. So for the West Division, we'll go Fink. We got Vega. We got Zach. And we got Spoonie. So 1 minute on the clock. 1 minute. We'll set it. Alright, so there we go. We got Spoonie out there at number 4. Right? Zach, I believe. Oh, no. Yeah. So Fink's here at 1. Vega 2. Zach 3. Spoonie 4. So I hit start. The timer's going to count down. At 1, they hit the finish line. And then we'll punch in the numbers. We'll see who gets what. So if you guys are ready, let's freaking do it. 3, 2, 1. So here we go. They're off. So far, everyone's pretty even. Vegas falling a little behind. Oh, now Fink's falling way behind. That makes sense. That would be how I would go. Look at Zach and Spoonie. Oh, now here comes Fink. Fink's coming back. Now Spoonie's tiring. Damn, look at Vega go all of a sudden. He got that second wind. 30 seconds to go, halfway through the race. Now, Zach, you're falling behind. Better catch up. Look at Spoonie out there. Look at those arms going, man. Here comes Zach's second win. Hit the NOS. Now Vega's falling back behind. 15 seconds. Fink's out in front. Let's go. Yeah, I know. Damn it. No, Fink fall behind. It's going to be rigged. All right, 8 seconds. Everyone's starting to come back. Vega's trying to make that push. Oh, Zach putting on the burners. Zach put on the burners. Oh, shoot. Look at Zach, man. So let's hit the trophy here. Officially, Zach first place, Fink second, Spoonie third, and Vega fourth. So now we'll come over here. So, Zach, you finished in first. So we're going to put you in the number... You'll be in the first place heat. Let's see. Fink was second. Fink. I was second. So let's do right there. Spoonie finished third. So he's going in the third place column. And Vega finished fourth. So he's in the fourth place column. Let's go ahead. I'm just going to black these out since we don't need those up anymore. Bada bing, bada bing, bada bing. There we go. All right, so let's set it back up. Let's set this back up here. So Vega will be in race number 2 as well. So we'll go ahead and do that. Bada boom, like that. Copy that over to there. Perfect. All right, so let's swap back over to here. We'll get our next race set up. Edit list. Now we'll go Central Division. Damn, that was pretty dope. So now we got James, Wilmert, my homies, and Daniel. Okay, 1 minute on the clock. So James is in 1, Wilmert's in 2, my homie's in 3, and Daniel's in the 4 spot. 3, 2, 1, go! James Daniel out to a fast start. And here comes Wilmer. He was lagging behind. Now James almost off the screen. My homie's just kind of slowly, he's keeping pace. He's just kind of trucking along. And now we've got a three-way tie here, pretty close. Daniel and Wilmer starting to pull away. Nope, here comes James. James coming back. Uh-oh, Wilmer slowing down. That green hair. Now my homies, there's my homies, putting it into gear finally. He was sitting back. Oh, man, he's pulling way ahead. But now here comes Wilmer. 20 seconds to go. James coming back now. Bottom lane. He's in first at the moment. 10 seconds. Watch out for the late burst. Can he hold on? It's close. Oh, man, this one's really close. Here comes my homies again. My homies speeding up. Daniel's speeding up. And my homies is going to take that one. So my homies gets the win on it. Officially, my homies first, Daniel second, James third, and Wilmer finished fourth. So let's go back to it. And we'll set these up now. So my homies in first. All right. Let's see. Daniel finished second. So he would be second place right here. James was third. And Wilmer finished fourth. So there we go. All right. There we go. So far, the 3 spot has won first place, and the number 2 spot has finished in last place each time. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, that's not a sign of like, hey, this is just how this shit happens. But let's go race again, and we'll go like that. All right. So now we've got. Who we got? North Division. So we got Tyler, Highfield. Let's just go Highfield. Jeff, Maddie, and Cody. There we go. We'll get that ready to go. I'm going to change Tyler to Highfield on here as well. All right, so Highfield's in the bottom lane, Jeff's in the number 2 lane, Maddie's in the 3rd lane, and Cody's in the 4th lane. 3, 2, 1, go! And Maddie's, here comes Maddie. Jeff pulling out ahead. Highfield's gonna take a breather. He's falling behind. So this is the North Division race. And here comes Highfield. Oh, now everyone's pretty close. Halfway through this one. Damn, they're all the way at the front of the screen. Look at Maddie going. Oh, here comes Jeff. He's pulling back ahead. Highfield's trying to pick it back up. Now Jeff way ahead here. Everyone's starting to slow down. 10 seconds. Anything can happen. And, oh, Maddie's coming on. And Maddie's going to take it. So let's take a look here. Maddie was first. Cody was second. Jeff was third, and Highfield was fourth. So let's go back over to here. So Maddie finishes in the first place spot. Let's see. Cody, second place. Jeff, 3rd place. And Highfield, 4th place. So we've seen a lot of different spots, but so far the number 3 spot has won every single time. Now, I don't know, like I said, this is all completely random. Yeah, I know, that's what I was about to say. Number 3 spot is apparently where you want to be. I haven't, so I just wrote these numbers randomly. Like I said, when I was testing this, I was trying to make sure there wasn't like it wasn't the exact same. As you can see, we're not getting the exact same things, but we are getting the number 3 spot has finished first every single time. So I don't know. You know what, Matt? Since you're here and you requested it, I will put you in the 3 spot. That way, if you do lose, that's on you, and we know that, you know, nothing's. It's been random. So we're gonna go Mike. We'll go Casey, Matt, and Devin. We'll swap this. All right, there. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. Is you probably will, honestly. Let me do this real quick. All right, so let's get our race back up. So now we've got Mike down in lane 1, Casey in lane 2, Matt in lane 3, and Devin in lane 4. This is our East Division, final division. We'll see after the first races. You know, who's gonna be getting the top spot, or the bottom spots, I should say, for our draft. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, go! And it looks like Casey's out to a huge lead. Devin's falling behind. Matt, we'll see. So far, everyone in the 3rd spot has won. So I don't know. We'll see if that continues to happen. About 30 seconds to go. Matt's still ahead. Mike's starting to pull ahead. Devin coming on. And Devin with a big lead. Matt falling behind. 20 seconds. Now here comes Casey coming on. And we'll see if Matt gets that late surge. That the 3 spot's been good. I don't know. Oh shit, he is coming on. Can Casey hold on? 2, 1. Oh man. Matt would have won it. So see, there is nothing rigged, man. It's all random. That's what it's been. Matt would have won it. He would have been in the 2 spot, which is where I originally had you. But Casey is gonna win 1st place in his division. So he got 1st. Mike got 2nd. Let's see. Matt got 3rd. Oh, that's too good. And Devin got last. All right, so that means now we're gonna go and do our the second actual races we'll do here will be our 4th place, pretty much the losers. So Vega, Wilmer, Highfield, and Devin. This will be for spots 16, 15, 14, and 13. So what that means is if you win this race, you'll get the highest spot, the 13. 2nd place will get 14. 3rd place will get 15th. And if you're the last place, if you finish last, you'll get spot 16. So. Oh, shoot. That was too good, man. All right, so let's get this next one set up. So this race will be Vega, Wilmert, Highfield, and Devin. This is how we're doing our yeah. You would have cared if you would have won the first race. That's alright. It's just rookies anyway, so. Alright, so in this next one, in lane 1 in the West Division is Vega. These are all of our 4th place finishers from Heat 1. In the lane 2 from the Central Division is Wilmert. In lane 3 from the North Division is Highfield. And in lane 4 from the East Division is Devin. These guys are battling for 13th, 14th, 15th, and 16th. 3, 2, 1, go! Wilmert falling way behind right off the get. And we're about 30 seconds halfway through it, and Wilmert now way ahead. He's coming on strong. Oh, now everyone's coming back. It's going to be a close race. Ten seconds. Highfield currently ahead in the pack. Wilmert coming back. Vega in the bottom lane trying to catch up. Oh, Devin with a speed burst. And Highfield takes it. So it finished Highfield, Wilmert, Vega, and Devin. So that means in spot 13 will be Highfield. Let's see, spot 14 will be Wilmert. Spot 15 is Vega. And spot 16 is Devin. And like I said, in the draft, in the rookie draft, if you guys don't want the rookie that you draft, especially down there, you know, 13, 14, 15, 16, depending on how the draft falls out, you might be getting a player that's not going to give you much value. So if you do want to cut that guy right after the draft, or even during the rookie draft, tell me, hey, I don't care who I get. I don't want my rookie. I will cut him for you. I'll clear the cap and you'll be good to go. So, and that's mainly because it's not a fair way there was no real fair way to do it. So that's why we're doing it this way. I'm having fun doing it this way though. I think this is kind of cool. But you know, it gives us the opportunity to, you know, do it in a fair, even way. Anyone can kind of get the top spots. So yeah, you know, we'll see how things fall out. All right, so now we're doing our third race, which will be Spoonie, James, Jeff, and Matt. And this will be for 12, 11, 10, and 9 in the rookie draft. So let's go back over to here. We'll set this one up. So we will go Spoonie, James, Jeff, and Matt. Alright, so Spoonie's in lane 1 representing the West. These are our third place finishers from Heat 1. James is in lane 2 for Central. Jeff is in lane 3 for North Division. And Matt is in lane 4 for East Division. 3, 2, 1, go! Matt's falling behind at the beginning here. James and Spoonie are out ahead. And James still ahead. Matt's finally kind of catching up to the action. Now Jeff pulling ahead. James still kind of sitting there, though. He's got a high spot. Spoonie's just been slowly trucking along with that nice bright green hairdo he's got going. Look at Jeff, man. Jeff is hauling ass. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. And he's starting to slow down, but no one's really picking up the speed yet. With 10 seconds to go, we haven't seen a speed burst. But Jeff is just slowly falling behind. Oh, here comes Matt at the top lane. No, everyone's kicking into gear. Who's gonna get it? Ah, James got it. Woo, this is fun, man. I like this. Put the money down. Put the money down. All right, so James, Jeff, Matt, and Spoonie. That's how it rounded out. James, Jeff, Matt, and Spoonie. So that means that Spoonie will pick at number 12. Matt will be picking at number 11. I feel like number 11 still a decent spot for a rookie. I mean, that would have been round 2, pick 1. You know, in previous years, which to me that was a good spot because at that point you're only paying like $1 million per year for 3 years on a rookie. You can get a really good rookie, you know, in that spot. So I feel like that's not too bad. Now, since this is just a 1-round draft, that 11 spot's probably going to still be a decent amount of money. So, you know, I think at that point you're at that brink of like, do you want to cut the guy or do you want to keep him? So, you know. Then we've got Jeff, who finished second in this race. So he will be picking at number 10. And then James won that one. So he will be picking at number 9. All right. So now let's do our next round of races. These are our second place finishers from the first heat. It'll be myself, Daniel, Cody, and Mike battling for 8, 7, 6, and 5. These are some pretty good spots right here. I feel like 8, 7, 6, and 5, especially if you can get the 5 spot, there's still going to be a lot of good rookies. I would say 1 through 6, I think for sure. Quarterback, if you want to take a chance on a quarterback, you know, that's I think a decent spot to maybe grab a quarterback. Just remember that you can only have 2 or 3, I think. Did I have it set for 2 or 3 max quarterbacks? I think I have it set for 2. Might have to double check. Go back and double check. Let me go to rosters. It was a max of 2. So that is the thing, though, where if you do draft a rookie quarterback, you better get a really good main quarterback, because if not, you're relying on a quarterback that, depending on what rookie you get, might not even start yet. So I had that issue last year when we were doing a 2 quarterback league. You know, I had 2 rookies that ended up not even starting and only 1 actual starting quarterback. So I was kind of screwed there. But all right, let's get into the next race. For our second place finishers from the first heat, I have myself, Daniel, Cody, and Mike. All right, so I'm in lane 1 representing the West. Daniel's in lane 2 representing Central. Cody's in lane 3 representing North. And Mike is in lane 4 representing East. 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, look at myself down there in lane 1. Damn, Cody's hauling ass though. And Cody, oh shit, I fell behind. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Starting to catch up. Let's go. Out ahead. I don't know if I want to be out ahead this early though. I don't know, the way these races are, I always see some speed burst at the end. Daniel Daniel pulling up here. Bottom lane. Uh-oh, heads up, Mike up at the top. Hey, that kind of looks like Mike if he had hair. Now Daniel's ahead. Now, uh-oh. The speed burst to Cody. These are for some good rookie draft spots. 8, 7, 6, and 5. Who's going to win it? 10 seconds. We got to... Oh, it's close between those three. Mike's slowly pulling ahead. I think Mike's going to get it. Oh, here comes Cody with the speed burst. Oh, Cody out of nowhere. He's going to get a good spot off of that one. All right. So officially, it ended Cody in first. I took second. Daniel took third. And Mike ended in fourth on that one. No way Mike hangs like this in real life. No way. I don't think any of us hang like this in real life. All right. So where are we at now? Boom, 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 boom. We are right here. So Mike ended in fourth. So he will finish. He will draft in the 8th spot. Oops, wrong person. Mike drafts in the 8th spot. I'll move my camera over to here now so you guys can catch it over here. So Mike's in the 8th spot. Daniel finished 3rd. So Daniel goes into the 7th spot. I finished 2nd. So I finished 2nd in both races. Damn, I'm a good racer, aren't I? I'll be drafting in the 6th spot in the rookie draft. And then Cody came out of nowhere. He'll be drafting in the number 5 spot. Woo! So now the fun is really... This is going to be a big race right here because... this is for 1, 2, 3, and 4. And, man, I don't know. You get the... If you're drafting number 1... I mean, I think you got to go Robinson, right? I think that was his name for the Falcons running back. But I mean, you could also go. I don't know if you'd want to go with a quarterback, although dynasty purposes wise, maybe. But or you could go. Yeah, I mean that's personally what I would think. But you could also go. I think a decent one if you, because remember you only have 3 spots for running backs. So do you want a rookie running back in that spot? Oh man, I don't know. But what about the running back for the Raiders? If Jacob sits out, you know he's gonna start and be working his butt off. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. So we might know what the 1 and 2 are going to be depending on who wins this next race. So let's get into it here. It'll be Zach, Mahomes, Maddie, and Casey battling for the 4, 3, 2, and 1 spots in the draft. Let's get this set up. Let's see. Zach. Really? Homies, Maddie. I mean, I'm at 6. That's Mike. Yeah. All right. For this one, we're gonna go. Let me clear this. We'll go a minute 30. Make it interesting. Just a little bit longer for this final race. Just to change it up a little bit. We'll go a minute 30 for this one. Alright, so Zach's in lane 1. These are our first place winners from the first race. Zach's in lane 1 for the West Division. Mahomes is in lane 2 for the Central Division. Maddie's in lane 3 for the North Division. And Casey, is in lane 4 for the East Division. This is for 4, 3, 2, and 1 for the rookie draft. 3, 2, 1, go! We're going a minute 30 for this race. This is going to be a longer one. We'll see what happens if it kind of goes back and forth. We got Maddie coming out early. Zach falling way behind down there in the bottom lane. Casey and Mahomes just kind of trugging along. Mahomes starting to pick it up a little bit. Starting to pull ahead. Split evenly there between Mahomes and Matt. Oh, here comes Zach. Zach's pushing. And he's falling behind again. Mahomes starting to slow down as Casey up at the top. In the lead with a minute to go. Here comes Maddie pushing back. Casey's holding on to the one spot. Zach down here at the bottom. Looks like he's starting to take some strides. Mahomes falling behind, but we've seen when they fall behind, there's that speed burst. And now Mahomes. Oh, well, the speed burst didn't last very long. He's falling way behind now. He hit that NOS too early. Oh, they hit it again, though. He had a second reserve, and he's falling behind again. Look at Maddie, though. Maddie's just been holding on strong. 30 seconds, and now Zach's finding it. Zach's like, all right, time to go. And now here comes Mahomes again. He's been hitting the speed burst, and then he falls behind. And, oh, he's got it going, though. Zach falling behind now as Mahomes takes the top spot. 10 seconds! 10 seconds officially. Casey's falling way behind now. And here he comes. Speed burst with 5 seconds. Zach's pulling ahead. Zach's pulling ahead. It's between Casey and Zach. Ah! Zach got it! And Zach finished it out there. Woo! Yeah, that was awesome. So it ended up being Zach taking it. Casey will pick 2. Mahomes will pick 3rd. And Maddie will pick 4th. It was close. That was a lot of fun, man. I enjoyed doing that. That was kind of cool. Track and field of the furious. So let's pop them in here. Maddie will pick 4th in the draft. Mahomes will pick 3rd. Casey will pick 2nd. And Zach. Well, you get the number 1 pick a lot, haven't you? The rookie draft? That's... Dang, so there's our rookie draft order for this year. If you guys like this, honestly, I'd be fine to do this every single year. That way you can't just tank. You can't be like, oh, I'm just tanking for next year after losing 3. Like, well, you could tank, but it doesn't mean you're going to get the top pick. I kind of like this. And then, of course, you know, if we do this next year as well and we do it this way, obviously we'll actually have players to where it's like, hey, I'll trade you for the top pick. And we, you know, it makes sense as far as like, you know, well, I'll trade you to get that number 1 pick, or I'll trade you whatever, to do it. I wouldn't mind going back to 2 rounds, but like I said, it's just after 16, like, I mean, even Mike, after 6, no one's gonna want their guy. But at the same time, you gotta think, I wouldn't even know who I'm picking at 6 or 5 or 4 or 3. I mean, I haven't done any of my rookie scouting yet, so yeah. But then again, I mean, you could get a linebacker for cheap, get a defensive guy for cheap. You can get, you know, yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah, there's, I mean, it's hard to do with rookies this way, especially since they cost a lot of money in the first round. I wish we could go in and say first round is 1 through 8 or something like that, 1 through 5, 1 through 6, and then second round contracts start at like 7 through whatever, you know, third round would be this through this, but it doesn't work that way. So all of these are first round contracts. I think we can, might be a way to see. I know there's a way to kind of check. I just don't remember where you have to go to see it. Let me see. Oh, let me move my camera back over this way. That way I'm not in the way. Let me go commission tools. I'll set up the whatchamacallit as well. Yeah, I don't believe is it if you go under here. No, I know there is a way to see what the contracts are gonna be like costing. Rookie draft right here. Yeah, rookie contract values. Now I don't know if they update this or if this is still going off of like, okay, so here you guys go. So this gives you an example. You probably, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit because it's small. So we'd be looking at round 1, selections 1 through 16. So round 1 this year, Zach, whoever you draft is getting 9 mil. Next, the following year, 10 mil, 11 mil, and then the option is whatever the option would be. Oh wait, no, we're doing 3-year contracts, so you're looking at 9, 10, and 10. Yeah. At pick 2, you're looking at 9, 9, and 10. 8, 9, 10, 8, 9, 9, 8, 8, 9, 7, 7, 7. So you guys can kind of see here, and you can go onto the website and see this. Let me move my thing back over to here. So pick what, round 1, pick 16, you're looking at 3.8, 4, and 4. So that's still kind of pricey. So that's why I'm saying if you guys don't like where you're going to be drafting, you don't want your rookie, you can dump him. I will clear it, but you have to let me know before we start the auction, because I don't believe I'll have a way to do it during or anything like that. Hopefully it'll let me do it before the auction draft. If not, that spot is going to be taken up, but I will clear it after, which I think we've done that before, where we've tried to like clear stuff in between and it didn't work. So it might be that you have to hold on to your rookie. He's going to take up the spot during the free agency auction, and then afterwards, if you want me to cut him, I can cut him. I'll clear that cap. You'll have 1 spot available, and then you could do whatever you want. Then I guess if you wanted to pick up your rookie that way, then you could. But then anyone's got dibs on him. You know, anyone can pick him up. So that is that's you know, how we have to do it, I guess, because there's no other way to do it for this first year. Like I said, next year, if you end up at the bottom, I mean, you could try to trade it, but I feel like there's no value in that. Where when it was at least 10 of us, it felt like there was more value. Of course, who knows? There could be a stacked draft next year to where it makes sense. I don't know. I don't follow college. Mike's the one that follows college. So, but hopefully you guys, I hope you guys like this. I thought it was kind of cool. I think that doing it this way would be neat to kind of move forward, or something similar, because it sucks when we got people that, oh, I'm just tanking this year. And since we don't play for money or anything, there's no yeah, there's no purpose to like compete at that point. I want to make sure everyone's still at least competing. There's no tanking. It doesn't matter. So I think this is a good way to do it. But doing it this way then makes it harder to trade picks, I guess, for future picks, unless you just want more chances at, you know, getting up there. I guess if you traded multiple picks next year, you'd have more chances of racing and winning and getting into the top spots. So I guess there's that. You could always trade multiple picks, and, you know, I don't know. I honestly have no idea, because I don't know how the contracts are going to play out. I don't know how the draft is going to play out. Now, it does say free mock. So take it easy, buddy. So it does look like you guys can come on here and do a free mock. I don't know if this is the rookie or if this is, yeah, free mock auction. Auction description, friends. You want to join the auction, we'll use this. So we could technically do, there's 16 of us. We could actually set up a mock auction for you guys if you guys want to test out the auction, which is kind of cool. So you can come in. I can invite you guys if you want. I'm assuming that would be how it works. Let's see. It's almost 2. So let's say, can we set one up right now and just see how it goes? If this at least opens up the like auction, I'll tag this at, we're at about 2 hours now. So okay, so yeah, so I can enter the auction room, and this will kind of show you guys what it looks like. So this is kind of cool. So as you can see, this is how it would work. Your auction will start, yada yada yada. Remaining cap room, enable auction noise, max offers. So you'll have the clock up here. So as you can see, let me turn off the auction sounds. I can pick whoever I want to put up. Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, Jonathan Taylor, let's say I want to put Christian McCaffrey up there. So I'm going to nominate, right? So now I've nominated Christian McCaffrey. So now it's going to pop up and show you like, okay, on the clock, I want to offer him a 2-year. That's what it's going for right now. 2-year, 3-year, 4-year. So let's go 2-year. Boom. So Team 14 offered 4 years, 159 mil. I offered 3 years, 138. And so it's going to tell you this is the current offer, 4 years at 182. 4 years at 184. So all you really have to do is pick this, right? Okay, so now it's currently, clock's going. I'm going to go 4-year again. So now he's up to 4 years, 201 million. Someone's offering him 1 year for 500K. That one's... Okay, so see, I got him on a 4-year deal. So now that I got him, it's going to show him. So his 2023 salary is 44 million. Oh my god. So now here comes Justin Jefferson, right? Oh, okay, let's go 3 years for Justin Jefferson. Now it should show you remaining cap room. So it does show me my remaining cap room. If I do this, is 56 mil. Or no, that's going to be his salary hit. So his salary hit, oh my god, that's nuts. I don't know what this roster configuration is going off of either. I don't know if this is like something crazy. All right, so there we go. Now I got Justin Jefferson. So I've got McCaffrey at 44 mil on a 4-year. I've got Justin Jefferson on a 3-year at 58 million this year. Like, these are crazy numbers. I'm not going after Chase. It's supposed to show me... It should show me my remaining cap room somewhere, but I don't see it. Let me pause real quick. Oh, right here. Remaining value. That's for the contract. So let me pause this. So it gives you guys an idea of, okay, the clock's going. Players signed. That's, I think, total players signed for the draft itself. This is the current offer for this player. That's who has the bid, and it'll tell you over here team offers. So the top team offer, team 3, that's who is currently about to get Jamar Chase if the clock hits 1. It should show you view remaining cap room, but I don't see where my remaining cap room is. It should be there somewhere. I don't know if maybe this is because it's a... I don't know if this is because it's a... I don't know. You could also do manual offers. You could punch in the number and choose the year. So Team 3 signed Jamar Chase to a 4-year deal. Here comes CeeDee Lamb. And see, obviously this has Bijan Robinson in there. So this is just kind of a basic idea of how it's going to work. So you guys could get into, you could set up your own mock draft and just start it and kind of figure out how it's going to work. Stuff like that. But this gives you an idea of, okay, this is going to take a while because we've all got about 20 players. Well, in this one, 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a flex, tight end, kicker, a defense, and 11 bench spots. So that's what this is set up to. So it doesn't look like you actually get to like mess with anything from here. But yeah, it should show your remaining cap room somewhere. But I don't see it. But as you can see, these numbers are astronomical. I I don't know if that's what the actual values will be for our league, because this just seems way high. But if it is, man, that's gonna be nuts. I don't think this. I think that's the remaining value on the contract itself for your player. So it should show you like up here what your remaining cap is. It's just not doing it for this. But Jonathan Taylor, I don't know, man. I'm not gonna go Jonathan Taylor because. But yeah, so that should give you guys an idea as to how the draft is going to work. The rookie draft, I mean, it's going to be very similar to this type of setup, except you won't be nominating, you won't be doing any of this. It's just whoever you pick is who you pick. You'll have, I think, like 3 minutes or 4 minutes or whatever it is to pick who you want to pick, and that'll be that. So you guys can come in here and mess with this and see how it goes. So now, see, now Breece Hall's up here, player nominated Breece Hall, but that's all you do. If you want to queue some players up, so let's say you got to go and you're like, okay, I really want maybe AJ Brown. I'm going to queue him up. Or maybe I want Amon-Ra. I'm going to queue him up. Maybe I want Kenneth Walker. I'm going to queue him up. Saquon. I'm going to queue him up. Tyreek, whatever the case. DK Metcalf. You can queue these guys up and you can go in. There's a setting that you can go into and set up like what you're willing to bid on these guys. Like I think the max bids you're willing to go, stuff like that. But either way, so I've got AJ Brown queued up. It should, if I remember correctly, it should kind of like bid for me in that instance. I think. I'm not 100% sure, but I think. I know queuing up for sure will, if the guy's available, it'll nominate them. I don't know if it'll automatically do it. You might have to go in and set that up. Let's actually, we can check by just going back to Reality Sports. That was just an auction, a mock draft thing. So I think if you go to draft auction boards, auction. So okay, no, so that's just going to show you. I'm pretty sure there's a way to set up. Maybe it's under the GM dashboard. Could have sworn there was a way to set up like your values for doing it. Edit team settings is under team if you guys want to change your team name and logo. I could have sworn there was a way to set up players. Maybe not. Maybe there isn't a way. I thought there was. Okay, rosters and player contracts. Yeah, maybe not. So there might not be a way to set that up. But like I said, as long as you guys are making the draft, there should be no issues. You should be able to get like the main players you want, especially with our roster format. I'll go back to that. That way we can look at it one more time. So we're going one starting quarterback with a max of 2 spots, one starting running back with a max of 3 spots, one wide receiver with a max of 4 spots, one tight end, a max of 2, a place kicker with a max of 2. Then you've got a running back wide receiver flex. You've got a wide receiver tight end flex. Then you have one starting linebacker with a max of 2. You have one starting defensive end or defensive tackle with a max of 1 each per position. You've got one starting cornerback or safety and a max of 1 each for those as well. And our roster size is 20. So you figure 2 quarterbacks, 3 running backs, 4 wide receivers. You got 9, 2 tight ends, 11, 2 kickers, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and then your rookie would be 20, which, at that point, I don't really know where. I guess we could just go max 2 on these. That way you can have extras there. Because if not, I don't want to have 3 quarterbacks. I feel like the quarterback market will just be completely obliterated if we allow for 3 quarterbacks. Maybe I'll up one wide receiver, because technically you could be running 3 wide receivers if you just want to have 1 tight end. So we could go an extra wide receiver. I don't want to go 4 running backs. I feel like that would crash the running back market. And you can only really start 2 at a time. So I think 3 is fine. Just make sure that when you're drafting and picking guys, you're not picking guys on the same bye week. That'll hurt. If a guy gets hurt, you know, if it's a major injury, you'll have to put him on the injured reserve and then just pick someone else up. So, and you do have the practice squad to be able to plug guys in as well. But I think we'll just go ahead and up the wide receivers to 5, because there are a lot of wide receivers. So I think that'll be okay like that. You can get 2 years, 1 3-year, 2 contract extensions. So I think we're good there. Besides that, guys, I think we're all set. Hopefully you guys will watch this. I mean, this went a little bit longer than I wanted, but I was pretty thorough. So I do have everything time stamped to go over everything: roster, scoring, draft order, which I just realized I didn't write the timer for the draft order, so I'm gonna have to go back and figure that out. And then the auction, we started at the 2-hour mark. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, any comments, any concerns, I'm gonna plug in the draft order. I'll do that right now on stream. So let's go general settings, we'll go draft. So it was, let me go, move this over to here real quick. Devin was in the 16 spot. So that is, well, we'll go top to bottom. So where's Zach at? Zach's drafting first. And then Casey. It glitched up. Refresh. So we got Zach. Huh. Really? Oh my goodness. Okay. Can you give me a better way to do this? Set draft order in advance. No, you're just gonna... Okay. Well, keeps fucking up when I try to grab Casey's. Oh man. I'll have to figure out how to do that. What if I zoom out a little bit? There we go. Okay. Yeah, I'd figure it out. So Casey will be number 2. Mahomes is number 3. Where's Mahomes at? There he is. Zach, Casey, Mahomes, Maddie. Where's Maddie? Zach, Casey, Mahomes, Maddie, Cody, myself. Then Daniel is behind me. Then Mike. Then James. Then Jeff. And then Matt. We got Spoonie. Highfield. Wilmert. I think it's Brian. Vega. And Lloyd. And then we'll just go, I'm gonna click this one. Doop, doop, doop. Oh no. Did it not save? No, I did. Okay. Zach, Casey, Jeremy, Maddie, Cody. Yeah, okay. That's saved. I went ahead and randomized this. So Maddie, I'm gonna swap this though. We'll put Vega up there because Vega's done it before. I don't necessarily want, this one doesn't really matter. This is just based on nomination order. So it's got me, Matt. So starting off would be Vega, and then Maddie. The read zone, I believe, is Casey. Spoonie, Zach, my homies, Daniel, Jeff, Wilmer, James, Mike, Cody, Tyler, Devin, Matt, and then myself. And that'll just keep going in order. Like I said, that's just for nominations, so that one's not going to really matter too much, but there we go. I should go in the opposite order of the draft for that one, actually. That'd be kind of cool. Let's do that. Let's do that. That's kind of cool. So we'll go Lloyd. We'll go Lloyd, Vega, Wilmer, Highfield. There's Spoonie. There he is. Spoonie. Matt. Jeff. Spoonie, Matt, Jeff, James, Mike, and Daniel, and myself, Cody, Maddie, and my homies, Casey, and Zach. I think that's cool. And then the auction order can be the opposite of the rookie draft order. I like that. All right, so everything is set up, guys. I hope you had fun hanging out with me, enjoyed the stream. I'll check the Discord because I've seen a bunch of in fact, I might as well just check that right now. Okay, just negative comments. I'm used to that. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and gonna go work on some Daisy stuff, maybe play a little shell later. Maybe I'll do a stream. Maybe I'll do a Twitch stream, man. I haven't streamed in a while. Kind of feeling good. So yeah, I gotta go get some the videos. I got the videos done. Actually, Jake's fiance has the videos done for a couple days now, but wasn't able to get over there yesterday. I'm gonna go over today, get those videos, put together episode 1, and Lockdown Federation Wrestling should be coming very, very soon. Maybe by like next weekend, hopefully. There's still a few other things I gotta do. I gotta do the promos, which those won't take very long. Maybe create some commercial stuff and create an intro for the show. So shouldn't take too long to do all that, and I think we'll be able to get it done by this week, hopefully, and we'll get that going. I still got the baseball that we're doing. I have the shell beta that I got into, although I can't stream that or show anything on that, but I'll be playing that. And then Daisy, might be streaming some Daisy and stuff on our modded server because there's some wild shit going on. So anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. It'll help me. Pretty close, I think, to potentially earning some money on YouTube. So that's why I'm trying to do a little bit more on YouTube as well with Twitch. But yeah, I'll let you guys know. In the meantime, if you got any questions, hit me up on the Discord. So long.